Okay, we are now on test number 3. You might notice that my screen resolution looks totally bonkers, and that is because I've had to resize and reshape everything so that this game can run at 720p. Why would I run a modern game at 720p? Well, so I can stream it with better quality. When I play it solo, I play it in full widescreen, 21:9 aspect ratio at 1080p. But when I'm streaming it, I'm finding the quality doesn't look as good as I'd like it to be, and it turns out with a lot of fast action content, that's just a fact of life. People cope with it by lowering the resolution because you can't really increase the bit rate higher than whatever they recommend. You know, YouTube will tell you, oh yeah, you can oh, I gotta resize something here. You can see it's all bleeped up. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so we got the OBS canvas here. And I gotta do it again. I gotta tell it to take the ultra wide monitor that we have, and I gotta, maybe we'll try the resolution we did before. I think it was 3840 by 1610. 1620. And then when I flipped into the game, that's weird. This thing is huge. Not that it matters to me. I'm a little OCD sometimes when it comes to resizing things like this. So anyway, okay, so get back into the game. This is like not important, the size of a window here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the game and let's see. Screen's gonna flicker. You're gonna get black for like a minute, and it's huge. You know, what sucks about this is I can't even like do anything about it in this mode. What I could do is put it into windowed mode, but then we're going to run into the problem that this is now going to be a top left, you know, little box. Now, I'm thinking I can still exploit that, because what we could do is, well, we could try a little trick here. I'm putting it on the edge of my monitor because I want to get this window okay, so if I have to drag that window, that might be a little tricky. I'm not even sure if I put the window in a good position. This might actually be the worst thing I could have done. Oh wait, I know what I could do. We could do shift right click, then we click move. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, good. So this might look insane, but what we're doing is we situated it on the top left corner of my screen so that we can resize the scene to get it to line up more or less correctly. So you can see that's the game right now. And that's not terrible. The aspect ratio is a bit off, but I mean, it's about right. So what we could do is we could crank it, inch it down a little bit. Then I have to hold down control. Can we do that? And it still doesn't look right. I mean, the aspect ratio is totally like bonkers here, but we're going to try it out. So now I can take this window, I can shift right click, move it again. And then we're going to go into the full screen mode. And then with some luck, OBS will be kind enough to make it fit. And it did. Hey, what's up, Alan? All right, so we got it. Now we're going to try it again. Still 60 hertz, which of course is what we plan on because we're doing 60 frames a second here. Maybe in the future I could stream it at 120 hertz. I did notice a slight improvement when I did 120 hertz. Like nothing humongous, but it was like okay. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, just not like it didn't knock my socks off. You know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, I gotta keep using this. Oh, okay. So good news, bad news. I gotta alt tab for a second because I want to monitor this while it's running. So to do that, I need to And look, if I didn't have to like lower my resolution, I wouldn't because you know I don't want to run a game at. I don't want to have to move the window like just now. You saw I alt tab out and it moves my OBS window into my main monitor. I'm just glad that the OBS window stays on my second monitor when I do this. You can't always count on that. It's a pretty big problem, like with old Star Wars games. I had to really finagle it to get Dark Forces to do it. So on my bottom screen, I definitely see the scaling is down. Like I'm seeing like certain lines, like these Venetian blinds over here, these garage shutters here. You can definitely see like the lines flicking in and out of existence due to the low resolution. My screen looks a little smoother, but I think that's more of an optical illusion. Of course, the lower resolution does mean my GPU isn't working as hard as it otherwise would, but I don't think it's a radical difference. Like, I'm not getting warp speed performance out of it. So now I'm doing a slow drive again because I want to see it, move. And I'm getting some serious latency here, or I'm looking at the wrong video. I'm looking at the wrong YouTube video. Bummer. Okay. I need to switch YouTube videos here. I'm sorry. So we're going to go back to my own channel. And I got to go to live. Okay, that should be the correct stream. Yeah, that looks right because I'm seeing the OBS window. So we're going to go back here. Then we're going to go over here. And we're going to order dinner in a minute. And we're going to continue this. All right. Yeah, I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy with it. And like, I am bypassing restream and all that, but I would think that would be better because I'm not doing a multi-person stream. Although, if I was, I could do Godzilla noises. Yeah, I got. So now getting sound effects to work during the stream, that was a little weird because if you have multiple people on the stream, you can't use your main speakers, your main headphones to play an audio clip. That won't, work. So what can I do to fix this? Because I mean, some people told me, different things. But fundamentally, it came down to lowering the resolution. Oh god. I wasn't even looking at my screen. I'm on like a 10-second delay on my top screen, so. But yeah, this is like not great at all. I'm not happy. Like, it's not horrific, but it's like, if the thing is gonna look like crap like it does right now, like, it's not horrifically crappy, but if it's gonna look the way it does right now, it's not really worth it for me to even bother lowering the resolution. Like, I might as well keep playing the game at 1080p and letting the low quality persist because this is not working. Yeah, like, okay, so using NVIDIA encoder because that uses like no resources. It literally is using a separate chip on the video card. It's not even using the GPU for video encoding. It's using a application specific IC, an ASIC as we call it. And on YouTube, my live stream settings were whatever they are. They're fine. Oh, here we are. They're saying that my settings are higher than they recommend. Oh, Jesus. We recommend use a bitrate of 2500K. When did they change that? I don't remember it being 2500 kilobits per second. I remember it being something else, but okay. Think here for a second. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Isn't that too low? I feel like that's way too low of a setting. Just gonna see what some guy on YouTube says. Hey Google, what's hey Google, what's never mind.
Browser extension.
See, this guy's got good smooth 60 frames a second. You can't see it because I have the resolution set all screwed up.
For streaming or recording streams or 5 megabits per stream.
Okay, so my connection is fast.
Let's take a look at stream. You must primarily take your internet issues, the wireless, for up 5% of your total up per second. The most I'd recommend for a total ability to do now in the stream speaking transcode what's easier to watch was something only reserved for Twitch partners. They've made great strides since then, making sneak icon to see a specific option down second if you don't such limited internet second or so upstream, but you can up available. You may not be able to totally max out on those recordings.
Yeah, recording I can get a really crisp resolution. Heck, I might just play the game and record it instead of streaming it.
4K, that number jumps up to 35 to 68 megabits per second. However, keep in mind that this is the recommended bitrate that you upload your final files at. Generally, you want to record higher than what you render at. Again, you can always compress your video more in editing and rendering, but you can't add that quality back to the video. As far as my personal recommendation goes, for 720p or lower, I recommend
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Cryptic TMG. So you should things that you royalty free of. You go to browse. It's very unique because at the same time we're
Did this guy show his settings yet?
And probably want to put some more music on that as well. Same steps that you.
Oh, here we are. So he's doing all the basic stuff that I would do, right? I mean, like,
there's something that I will be
any idiot can put a graphic in. That's not really an issue. Creating scenes and sources. You know, I'm looking for, like, you know, technical advice here. Okay, so right here, he's doing 720p in his stream. So that's okay. That's getting on to the topic here. I don't know why he's streaming at a higher setting than YouTube supports, unless he's not using YouTube. Maybe I should be streaming on Twitch.
Now I'm gonna a little bit better for video settings. So let's go streaming on Twitch. Do have something new. Suggest Twitch actually. Headphones is the speakers Logitech it's now separate in terms.
Right, so this is great. This guy's including a lot of useful information that goes beyond what I need.
Go to the video settings. If you're on YouTube, for me, this is what has worked best for me. You want to try the 1920 by 1080 canvas and the 2560 1440. And the reason why you should stream in 1440 is because YouTube actually does render down your videos after streaming. So there is something called AVC, I believe it is. Is it? I think it's AVC1, and it sort of makes your videos a little bit blurry after you've live streamed. And because you're not a big YouTuber, it doesn't give you the VP09, which is sort of a much clearer image. But if you stream in 4040, it almost forces YouTube to give you a VP09 codec, and that makes your videos.
Whoa, this guy just gave a sick pro tip. Now, I don't think it really is going to work, but I'll try it. I mean, there's two things going on here. Like, he's using 6,000 kilobits per second, which is still technically too high according to YouTube, whatever they say on, you know, the warning. But you know what? I'll bump it down to 6,000. Then I'm going to do the crazy thing he just did, which is basically he increases his resolution by a percentage higher in order to force YouTube to crank better resolution out. It's kind of insane what he's doing, but it's not too insane that it's not worth trying. So I'll be back